silent when I say please rise if you're able, and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Hockey fans, and welcome inside the Zatzman Sportsplex as we get set for some U15 major action here on High Button Sports, the second of two semifinals here from the Sportsplex as the Novas knocking off the Whalewell Bombers to punch their ticket to the finals tomorrow as these two teams look to do the same. It's the 3-1 Halifax Wolverines sitting in third place, and the 4-0 Gulls in second to take the draw. It's Cranston and Kopech, the two leading point getters for their respective teams, and we're underway here in the Sportsplex. Starting goaltender in between the pipes for the Gulls is number 30, Wyatt Espa, he'll get the nod here in the semifinals, as 200 feet down from him is Tayden Ye. Riley Green is a big hit in behind the play by Shear to start the physicality off and an icing call against the Gulls. In this tournament, Riley Green with a 2-0 record, a goals against average of 2 and a save percentage of .895 for Wyatt Espa. It's a 2-0 record of goals against average of 2, a save percentage of .917. He's got one shutout on the tournament as well. As it's worked up here, Cranston finds Cannon, Miller Cannon. He'll get that centered out in front, off some skates, loose there. Riley Green with his first test of the evening. A shot there, blocked, rebound, another chance. That one for Grayson Sears. That puck will be cleared all the way down past the defenseman. Will it have enough legs for icing? Yes, it will. Face-off will go back inside the Wolverine zone as both teams trying to get some offensive zone time here to start this game off, as the Gulls finishing in second place after the round robin. They were 4-0. Pictou finished above them, but they were knocked off in the game before this one by the Novas. Is off the draw. Hughes finds a man, a shot there. That one rattles off the stick of Douglas off a shin pad and wide. Outside the Wolverine zone, they'll drag it back as Sim for Wayne, for Coombs under his stick. Back for Coombs as McKay got a touch. Here's a chance, Grady Coombs, a shot there. Espa up with the save. Rebound in behind. McKay. He'll work it back to the point for Williams. Williams will drive it right back down below the goal line. Leo Harpel on the retrieval. He'll kick it back to the point. Ripley at drive, and a glove save by Espa. Holds on for a whistle. 13:25 remaining here in the opening 15 minutes of play. Still no score between these two. It's been a much anticipated matchup as these two teams had a pretty good rivalry throughout the regular season, as both teams on the bigger side of the U15 league. So look for a physical and fast-paced matchup here as that pass stretched out. McKinnon gets a stick on it. That trickles down Riley Green. He's going to hold on to it as McKinnon barreled down and forced Green to hold on. Get another stoppage of play here, this time down in the Wolverine zone. Calvert on the draw against McKay. Push forward by Pelham. Up the wall. Kennedy steps in, chip past him, and out comes Harple. To it first is the Gulls defenseman. That time was Greenwood, is a big hit there by Williams. That puck turned over. Ripley finds Coombs, kicks it up to his stick over the blue line. Coombs tries to find it back door. That one broken up by Kennedy up into the mesh and out of play. So face-off will stay inside after the deflected puck up into the mesh. It'll be the top line out for the Wolverines. Kopech, Shear, and Conlon, Simon, Wayne on the back end for the offensive zone draw. On the draw, it's picked up. Zwicker, he'll chip and chase down the far side wall. Jack Zwicker takes away the icing, gets to it first. He gets crunched up into the Zamboni door as the puck's pinned up on the wall. Looking for an outlet. Coming off the wall on the far side was Douglas to the point. That shot from Hughes is blocked and back. Here's a chance for the Wolverines. A foot race down the wall. Conlon towards the net. Espa will play that off. In behind, Hughes takes his time. Avoids a check and will chip it up for Zwicker. Zwicker through the middle of the ice. Sim read that and intercepted. And back here comes Conlon. Back into the zone. A delayed offside will force the Wolverines to tag back up. As back here comes Zwicker with a step on Gauthier. Zwicker a shot. That one elevated high past the glove. And chipped back here into the neutral zone by the Wolverines. Douglas quickly back in over the blue line. A shot, and Green with the pad save. Williams on the rebound. He'll settle it down behind his net, up the wall. He'll stop up and turn it over. Cranston centers. That's turned over. Bowen Cranston with 8 points in the tournament here so far. Leading point getter for the Gulls. Out there as Harple will get that puck in deep. Down low for Parker. Parker cycling for Harple. Leo Harple looks over his options. Centers a shot there from Wayne, just wide. Harple on the rebound. Try to get it to the point. It's picked off by Cannon and chipped out. Onto the stick as that dump in was intended. Greenwood takes a solid check there from Lateria as he'll peel off for a change. Gulls on the forecheck. Sears below the goal line. He gets tied up. Puck worked out. Cranston in there trying to support. It's turned up ice by the Wolverines. That's Rutledge up now through the neutral zone. He'll chip and chase around the defenseman. Kennedy, though, back there for it. Brother of Halifax Moosehead Quinn Kennedy. Is Paxton out there on the back end for the Gulls. On this shift is Fisher Snare will dump that puck in. Espa stopping it up. Reuse. He'll rim that around for Pelham. Pelham, soft chip. Cranston couldn't control. Sears drops it for Cranston. Here's Cranston 1-on-4. He'll chip it in. No icing. He'll peel off for the change. Pelham absolutely thumped there by Ripley. Is back to the point. Ruse down the wall. Centering. A tipped on Green pad save as Pelham in tight trying to elevate over the pad, but Green holds it down. It's pinched off there, and the Wolverines get it out. Rutledge with a good stick. Gets it around the defenseman. Now a foot race by the blue line. It'll be chipped in. Kennedy looks up ice for his options. It's played over and dumped in smartly by Charlie McKinnon. Green out to play it. He'll leave it for Williams. He'll wheel the net. Pressured by Calvert. Williams back for Ripley. Up the wall. Kopech keeps things moving. Up trying to find Conlon. He'll get it. Conlon with a step, a shot. He scores! Jared Conlon protects and snipes it home. And we have the first goal of the hockey game, and it's going to go to the Wolverines. Jared Conlon protects as the man was draped all over his back and rips it short side underneath the bar as Conlon keeps the hot streak going here as he had a big game this morning against Bedford. He had a couple of assists, I believe, in that matchup. And the Wolverines off to a 1-0 lead here in the first period as Sears will chip that into the zone. Back here on the half wall, Conlon, the goal scorer for the Wolverines, will chip it in and peel off for the change. Kopech to it first. It's worked up for Shear. Shear a shot. Espa off the glove and out. Kennedy on the rebound. Paxton Kennedy reversing hard around to the far side. Lucas Wayne getting there and keeping it back down in. Shear finishes his check on Cranston. Cranston spinning it up the wall. He'll get into the neutral zone. Conlon picking up the assist. It'll be unassisted, so the goal for Jared Conlon. A great individual effort by him. Is up the wall. Sears will chip it in, and Shear finish his check on Sears as Kennedy also felt the effects. Shear will chip up into the neutral zone. Kennedy pressured from behind, a 2-on-1 chance. Coombs trying to find the man on the far side. There was McKay as it's back down low. Grady Coombs pinched off on the end wall by Riuse. Shea Riuse named to the rookie all-star team, I believe, or the all-star line. One of the two. Either way, he's had an exceptional season. Look for him to carry things over here as Harpel plays it over. Berger, a shot tipped on. Espa with the pad save. Rebound. Kick back to the point. Back for McKay on the half wall. Over top. Back for Berger. He'll cycle it in low for Grady Coombs. Taking his time. Quickly up to the point for Henry Berger. A shot there. That one sent wide off the end wall. Harpel on the retrieval. Leo Harpel. Back for Berger. Another shot. That one off the shin pad of Sears and wide. Kennedy softly up on a rim. Ripley read it and steps in and will cycle it all the way back below the goal line once again. It's going to be Shea Riuse to it. Harpel in there pressuring as he gets the turnover. Him and Cranston will battle. Cranston comes out with the loose puck now. Here's Bowen Cranston, the leading point getter. At the U15 level, the league MVP works it end-to-end. A shot there sent wide. Look at the right laser of the shot there. The rebound kicked right off the end wall. And Cranston with another chance, but Riley Green, another save for him. Bowen Cranston with an absolute rocket of a shot ricocheting off the end wall, kicking back for almost a rebound for himself. So a good start here for the Wolverines. They've been hot on the forecheck, making sure the defensemen for the Gauls have minimal amount of time, and they've been rewarded with the first goal of the game. It's a 1-0 lead for them as it's worked back here through the neutral zone by the Wolverines. A chip and chase not around the defenseman, and quickly back here comes Douglas over the blue line. Parker Douglas, a drive off the stick of Williams and up into the mesh, out of play. As Williams gave a bump there to Douglas, he wasn't too appreciative of that. His face-off will stay inside. Almost half a period expiring here in this semifinal matchup between the Wolverines and the Gauls. Here comes Kopech, the leading point getter for the Halifax Wolverines in the 2025-2026 U15 Provincials. A high hit there. Shear connecting with Greenwood, and he labors off to the bench in some discomfort. He's hunched over as Kennedy steps up. Calvert off the bench. He'll chip and chase, delayed offside as Kennedy was in the zone. It'll allow the Wolverines a free breakout. Sims up for Coombs, for Kennedy. Kennedy quickly up. McKinnon through the neutral zone. He'll chip it in, and Calvert's going to give chase. Green out to stop it up. Green runs into Calvert as he tried to get back to his net. A turnover there. Pelham in on the forechecker as him and McKinnon work the puck down low. McKinnon for Pelham. Up the wall. A shot there. Trickles wide off the stick of Paxton Kennedy. Dufour will dump it back down low. McKinnon on the forecheck. A big line out there for the Gauls as Calvert, Pelham, and McKinnon trying to get another offensive zone chance here as they'll dig it off the wall to the point for Dufour. Dufour's going to walk. A shot there sent just wide. Past the blocker hand side of Green. Up into the neutral zone. Turned over. Good read there by Pelham trying to pull at the line. He'll turn it over. And back here come the Wolverines. Harpel in over on the far side has Conlon. Good stick there. Rebound still loose. A chance. Conlon's drive goes wide as he spun and fired. This is Ripley down below the goal line. Riuse cuts up. Turns it over. Conlon shot. Espa pad save. Espa jumps on the rebound as it was loose in front off the turnover from Shea Riuse. What a start for the Halifax Wolverines, trying to capitalize off whatever opportunity is presented to them. They've had a couple good chances here in the opening 8 minutes of action. Is 6:04 remaining on the clock here in the first period as Riuse plays it over. Conlon trying to work it off the short side. Riuse bumps him, still loose in front. Kopech scores! Max Kopech adds on to his league or team leading points here in the provincials with another goal for number 22. Max Kopech, have yourself a weekend, his 5th goal of the campaign. And the Wolverines up by 2 here in the first. What a start for the team in black and yellow as they're buzzing like bumblebees out there. As that puck centered off the skate, bodies go flying. Kopech getting the goal. The assist is going to go to Conlon. So Conlon's gonna pick up his 2nd point of the game as he's got a goal and an assist now. Does the captain, so leading the way here in the semifinals is number 15 as he's on the board now with 2 points, or on the score sheet now with 2 points in this semifinal game. And a must win for both teams as it's one back here. Canning off the Shaw. Over top of the circles is off the draw there. A nice little play drawn up for the Gulls. We'll see if that's going to be a factor here as faceoffs could be a little bit of a deciding factor here between these two teams as they're very close in talent and size-wise, both on the bigger side of the U15 league. So these two teams, it's going to be a dogfight till the final buzzer. An icing call charge to the Wolverines. It's going to back into their zone with 5:27 remaining here in the period. Looks like it's going to be McKay against Cranston. As Cranston has a quick chat there with his defenseman, he'll swap them, potentially opening it up for the one-timer. Here's Noel at the point, bobbles it, and now a break back the other way. Reuse is going to have to get back. Harple with a step. Harple to his forehand. He'll draw the call. Will he have enough to go to center ice is going to be the question. It's going to be a trip or a hook to Shea Reuse, and the first power play of the game is going to go to the Wolverines. Leo Harple with a great drive to separate and protect the puck. Shea Reuse to the box, 2 for the trip. And the Wolverines, with a great start to this one, are going to be rewarded with the first power play of the game. As the puck bobbled at the point by Noel, created the foot race between Reuse and Harple. Harple got to the puck, protected it well, had the step, and Shea Reuse now going to be escorted to the box. He tried to sneak over into the bench. He wasn't sure if it was him, but he was the only man back, so Reuse to the box. 2 minutes on the board, the man advantage for the Wolverines. As that clearing attempt, Sim just out of his reach on the short side and down. This will be picked up for Conlon. Up over the red line, he'll be turned over. Wayne waits for this man to tag up. He'll work it in now on Kennedy. Lucas Wayne down the wall, stopping up to Shear. Shear waits. Back for Wayne, over top of the zone. Over for Kopech. Kopech down low, tipped on, rebound loose. Espa finding it and holding on as Conlon was digging away at the rebound, looking for something to pop out. That'll be held on to, though. Good job by Wyatt Espa. Max Kopech on the draw here on the power play. It's one back to Sim. Sim fakes over to the far side, trying to connect with Conlon. Greenwood up for the man on the far side. That's Jollymore. He's having a good provincials here this weekend. Liam Jollymore got 5 points in the 4 round robin games. Is the first of the crossovers. So that puck gets centered up for Conlon off the stick as he tried to kick it wide. A big hit there. That one going to get his hands up on as Shear got it elevated, and a head contact call. No doubt about that one. As the hands got up and high on the check there. It's going to be 2 for the head contact. And one of the top point getters for the Wolverines will sit in the box. Will Shear, he's got 8 points as well. Max Kopech with another one here. Will separate him by 1 as he's got 9 on the campaign. Face-off won by the Gulls to the point, just able to hold it. Here's a chance in tight for Jollymore, over skates it. And that one will be off the skate. McKay will send that back. Back to the neutral zone. Williams stops. He'll delay and kick it back for Ripley. Ripley up the far side for Parker, trying to cut to the middle. Zwicker trying to get it back as the puck battle for there. Jollymore will chip it in on the correct side of center. No icing. Williams takes a bump there from Zwicker. No call on the play there. Is a hard check by Jack Zwicker. Man still down and behind Green. And the Halifax squad looking for a call. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely some displeasure there as a hard check from Williams, as he's not happy about it, as he maybe thought there could have been a boarding call there. It's definitely in that little bit of a gray area. And Ripley forced to stay out. Williams showing his displeasure from the bench. There's a couple of, as I'm saying, shoulder on shoulder. Man, it was just a heavy collision. Zwicker putting all of what he had into that check there. Is playoff time. Jack Zwicker coming out with the physicality here, trying to get some energy on his bench potentially, as Ripley will center that. Gauthier for Douglas. Up ahead for Parker. 1-on-2 Parker. He'll drive wide. As Riuse goes down, Miller Cannon pressuring Parker. He'll keep it as a power play now underway for the Gulls. A little bit of an abbreviated one as 50 seconds remaining on the power play for the Gulls here. Riuse, he'll work his way all the way down on Conlon. Around him, Riuse a shot there, and Green up with the chest save will allow the puck to bounce in front of him, and he'll hold on for the whistle. It's going to be a face-off to his blocker side. Coaches for the Wolverines trying to settle down their squad, don't want to ride the momentum wave too high and get the energy too up. And then if something goes wrong, potentially go too low. They want to keep it even keel here throughout this game. Don't want to ride the highs or go down in the valley with the lows. So try to stay on that even keel as Cannon trying to feed it back door. Great break up by Raya Sim and a clear by Kopech. Riuse, he'll stop and wheel behind his net. Looking up ice, has a couple players trailing behind him. Shea Riuse over the line, drops it off, takes a bump, a delayed call upcoming. We don't know what exactly for yet. His arm up in the air on the delayed call. The Gulls are going to head back to the power play. Here's Cranston over top of the line, trying to work it over, goes off a stick and out. Miller Cannon played back, got to be careful as the net empty for the extra attacker. Cranston in front of his own net, working it up the wall for Cannon. Cannon waits, drops it back off. Sears taking his time, 6-on-5 with the extra attacker. Due to delayed penalty calls, it's worked up here for Cannon over the line. Stepping in, it drops it down low. That's going to touched up by Harple. And we'll get to see what the call is. A charging call. As an interesting one there. Charging the call for Ripley. I didn't quite see it. I know there was a big collision on the far side. So maybe Ripley leaving his feet being the result of the charging call. But the Gulls will head back to the power play here with 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining in the first period as they look to get on the board. As they trail by 2. Jollymore on the draw. So they'll go with the second unit out here on the power play. To start it off, clearing out by the Wolverines is going to force Kennedy back into his own zone. There's 1.5 minutes here remaining on the clock. Kennedy opens up. It'll be Zwicker back in over the line. Zwicker, he'll take a bump. Sim clears off the glass, and that one's going to go all the way down. It's going to be a high sticking call if Kennedy touches it first, and it will. And it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Wolverines, shorthanded. As McKay and Parker out to take the offensive zone draw, Wayne and Sim on the back end for the Wolverines. This time it's going to be Cranston out to take the draw for the Gulls in the defensive zone. He'll probably play the last 1 minute and 13 seconds of this power play here in the first period. If they can't capitalize, it'll carry a little bit over into the second as here comes Shea Riuse. Fakes a drop, finds Cranston. Cranston over the blue line, waits, cuts to the middle, a shot there through traffic, block, rebound loose, kicked away. Sears, though, picks it up to the point. Riuse, a shot there, sent wide. To the far side, Douglas gathers, waits, kicks it up top. Riuse for Cranston. Quickly over for Cannon. Miller Cannon on the far side. Inside a minute now remaining. Trying to slide it back door. Broken up. Rebound off the skate of Cranston. He'll try to get it back as that puck will be cleared up into the mesh. Out of play. Face off. It's going to stay inside the zone. With just over half a minute remaining here in the first period. And what a first period it's been, especially for the Wolverines with a 2-goal lead here. They've come out storming, trying to get the Gulls off their game potentially here. Here's a chance. Douglas lets a shot go. Green another save. They score on the rebound. Grayson Sears capitalizing on the rebound in front, and the Gulls cut the lead in half here in the dying seconds of the opening frame. Grayson Sears, his third goal of the tournament, has the Gulls on the board late here in the first with a power play goal. His heads up. Pelham took a bump there. Puck cleared back towards him as Conlon up ice. Jared Conlon to center. Turns it over. Pelham takes a bump as he tries to get it in deep. Williams quickly plays it up for Conlon. Now here is dying seconds of the first. Conlon drives a shot there from a sharp angle. Held out by Espa as he holds the post tight, and that'll do it for the opening 15 minutes of play here on High Button Sports. You're watching the 2025-2026 Nova Scotia U15 Major Provincials on High Button Sports. We'll be back here in about 30 seconds time. And welcome back. Second period of action set to begin here between the Gulls and the Wolverines. The Wolverines with a 2-1 lead here over the Gulls, as this second and third place matchup has been a great one here so far. 5-on-5 to start the period as it's worked here to center. Parker Douglas up ahead. Zwicker controlling over the blue line, maybe offside. He goes down. The Gulls wanted a call there as Jollymore finishes his check, but out come the Wolverines. Conlon up over the line, one too many moves as Kopik couldn't delay enough, and Conlon cut behind him, setting him offside. It'll be a face-off. Back into the neutral zone once again. As these two teams, definitely no stranger to one another. These two teams also will combine and potentially have some teammates in the near future with the Halifax McDonald's as these two teams funnel into the Max organization. So you can bet that there'll be some eyes out here from the Max for sure, and along with some other U18 teams, as it's picked up by Lucas Wayne. He'll get his feet moving. The highly talented number 9 for the team in yellow is Ryu's trying to work it up. Shear's gonna make him pay for that one, as Will Shear and Grady Combs both finish their check, and that icing call will be charged against the Gulls. 19:02 remaining here in the second period, and the Wolverines coming out with a physicality mentality here in this second period. To start it off, you've seen two big hits so far, one from Grady Combs and one from number 16, whose name has been said quite a bit here this weekend, in Jack Shear. Muse to the far side. Greenwood goes off the skate all the way down before the red line. It's going to be another icing call against the Gulls. getting some instruction from the bench, potentially a face-up play. Let's see how they'll send in Leo Harpel to take the draw instead of Lachlan McKay. It's one back to the point. Ripley waits, shoots that one. Sent wide off the end boards, kicking back out. Good job by Greenwood to make sure that stayed in behind. Down low, Harpel delays, kicks to the point. Fake shot there from Williams. Now he'll let a drive go. That one blocked by Greenwood. And out comes Sears, the goal getter for the Gulls. He'll get the center and chip it in and give chase. Green stops right under the stick of Sears. Sears centers out in front. Cranston was the intended target, but a great stick from Williams to break that up. Wolverines to the neutral zone. Reversed up the wall off the skate of Noel and back the other way. Here come the Gulls. Sears will chip it in. Williams pressured by Cannon. Now Cranston in there on the pressure as well as it's worked up. Lateria will backhand that down. Just out of the reach of Noel. He'll have to go back below his goal line. He'll play it over for Shea Rieux. Rieux chips around Lateria up for Cranston. Cranston spins onto the stick of Sears. Sears back for Rieux. Rieux trying to slide it through. Was able to, but just out of the reach of Cannon. Cannon goes down. It's going to be a delayed call upcoming here for Fisher Snare. And it looks like it's going to be a boarding call to Fisher Snare. And the coach is, for the Wolverines, definitely displeasured about the call, as they thought they should have had a boarding call go against them earlier on. And now the Wolverines were unable to get their line change in, so that definitely going to add to some frustration there for the team in yellow. As back to the power play the Gulls go, as Miller Cannon took a heavy hit in the corner from Fisher Snare, who's in the box, 2 for boarding, and another power play here for the Gulls as they're now 2 apiece. To the far side, Cranston trying to slide it through, rebound in the slot, clear back to the point, off the body, and that one will be cleared out by the Wolverines. That one pressured there, trying to work it in as a chance. Lateria lets a shot go, rebound, and Espa pulls it in. He's going to move it though, the ref allowing and giving him some time to play the puck. As here's Douglas as the Wolverines get a change in after they were unable to from the delayed call. Sears takes his time, pressured by Douglas. Douglas pressured by Kopech. He turns it over. Kopech to the backhand, had it poked away from him by Rieux. Kopech will get that puck in down low as he takes a bump. Shea Rieux for Cranston. Cranston back for Sears. And they'll set up the power play once again. Rieux, he'll wheel up through the middle of the ice. He'll drop it off. Douglas to the outside. He's going to circle back once again. A good kill here by the Wolverines. It's worked up for Cranston, who turns it over, and Lucas Wayne will dump it in. Kopech to it first. He's pinched off by Sears. Kopech centering though. Shot there. Rebound held on to by Espa. A great kill here by the Wolverines, using maybe some of that frustration into their legs to kill off this one for Fisher Snare, who was just trying to be physical out there, part of the game. Definitely trying to, respond to some of the physicality out there are the Wolverines. It's been a great job and a great game here so far. Jollymore with the step, gonna drive. Williams protects him to the outside. Rebound behind the net. Clearing attempt's going to go right up the middle of the ice as Ripley will rip that down onto Espa. Up for Kennedy. Paxton Kennedy up the wall. Jollymore takes a bump as he'll get pushed back a little bit in towards his zone. Pelham stops up at the blue line. Got to be careful as he's centered over to the far side. Taking in, walking in. Zwicker shot, scores! Jack Zwicker ties the game up at 2 on another power play goal for the Gulls. Jack Zwicker, his 3rd goal of the tournament, and he has this game back to a fresh start as we're knotted up here at 2. Face off, won by the Wolverines. It's chipped back into the zone. Dufour up the wall, turned over. Parker gets it right back though as Calvert turns it right back up ice. As Calvert tries to go wide, he'll chip and chase. McKinnon in there on the forecheck. Sim gets ridden out there below the goal line. There's McKinnon and Calvert in there on the forecheck. Puck worked outside the line. Pelham's going to chip it in. Chase Nolan, Paxton Kennedy are going to pick up the assist on the goal. So Kennedy and Knoll will pick up an assist on the goal, as just mentioned moments ago. The faceoff's going to go in front of the Gulls bench. Face-off, work D to D. Go Jay for Williams. That'll be worked up. Here comes Conlon back in on the attack for Shear. A shot, that one whistled just wide past the blocker. Conlon over top of the circles. A shot goes off the iron and up out of play as a backhand shot from Conlon over top of the circles. Caught Espa off guard. Face off will go to the blocker side this time. It's worked around the backside. Kennedy stops, find Riuse. Riuse looks for an option up ice. It's a good job by the Wolverines protecting the middle of the ice there, but a great pass from Jollymore. Finds Wicker, shot, trying to sneak it 5-hole on Green, and that'll be held onto by Riley Green as Jollymore, Douglas, and Zwicker continuing some momentum here in this one. Offensive zone draw now for the Gulls. It's going to be Cranston. Picks it up, trying to center off the skate of the linesman. A shot there. Green up for the task. Another chance in front. They score! Cranston for Sears, and the Gulls have their first lead of the game. As 3 goals here in the second period for the Gulls. One late in the first and 2 here in the second. That time it's going to be their first even strength goal, and a great feed from Bowen Cranston out to Grayson Sears, who nets his second of the game as number 14 has 2 now. Wait to see if there's any secondary assists, but it's Cranston getting the primary for sure as he found his buddy Grayson Sears as they've connected for a lot of goals this season. McKay shoots, that's blocked by Noel. Another chance out in front, unable to connect. So Cranston is gonna pick up the lone assist on the goal. As what a performance here so far by Grayson Sears coming to play here as he was named to the first team all-star line. An impressive year for him as you see some of his stats now as he had 77 points in just 30 games, folks. Cranston with 84, those two combining for so many points this year, and you see the great connection between those two here tonight. Harple over top of the circles again. Leo Harple, he'll cycle it back down low for McKay. Noel pinched him off. Calvert on the loose puck, spins away from Parker, but turns it over. McKay centered, back to the point. Wayne pulling, shooting, but it's blocked by Calvert to the half wall, chipping back up to the point. Lucas Wayne stepping in once again. He takes a rough ride, but it keeps the line momentarily as here's a break back the other way for the Gulls. Calvert down the wing. He'll stop up, look for a trailer. Calvert down low. McKinnon, he'll cycle, trying to work it over for Pelham as Sim gets to it first, spins away from 2 on 1 spin. Raya Sims stops, he'll play it over to the far side, intended for Parker, but Riuse got to it and sends it back in deep. Pelham in the corner trying to work it out of there as he'll be taken off of his stick by McKay and chipped out. Riuse at center, sends it right back in. No icing as he was at the line. All 3 forwards for the Wolverines peel off for the change. Here's Sim. Waits for an option to come available. Heads up, he's pressured there by Jollymore. Jollymore goes down, Zwicker in there on the second wave. Douglas now on the third, and Schneider goes down, and it's gonna be a call. We'll see what for. A tripping call. Charge to Douglas is might have been more of a cross check as he kind of spun the hip of Jack Shear. And it's gonna be a power play now once again for the Wolverines. It's gonna be their fourth power play, I believe, of the game. Lots of penalties here in this one so far. I think I've counted 7 maybe potentially in this matchup. So lots of chances for both teams. A delayed offside. It's going to allow the Gauls a free dump all the way down. Probably could have ragged some more time out, but it'll get sent down. Riley Green stops Ripley. He'll set it up behind the net. Quickly up for Shear. Shear trying to feed it through the feet of Kennedy. Now he'll get it in, and it's going to activate Jollymore on the forecheck. Heads up, Green lost it in his feet, and now he'll play it over to the far side. There's a good forecheck there, as we're going to see a good shift there from Magnus Nordin. Going to kill off some time here. Played some beer league hockey with his dad, so quick shout out there, as he'll get a shift, trying to kill off some penalty time here in the second period. To the point for Wayne. Wayne down the wall. Shear walks it in, kicks to the far side. Unable to handle it was Kopech. Pressure by Greenwood. Kopech pushes it up top for Wayne. He'll play it over for Shear. Shear, cross crease pass. A chance there. Espa. Rebound goes off of bodies and in the back of the net. And the Wolverines respond back. And we have ourselves a 3-3 hockey game. Kopech continuing the hot stick as he was first to the drive-by, and it's going to be his second goal of the game. And just like that, folks, we're back tied up again here. We knew it was going to be a close and intense matchup, but who expected it this way? 3-3 halfway through the second period of action. Battled for here in the feet. Reuse comes up with it. Wayne coming up with the assist. It's going to be his first point of the game. As Kopech picks up his second goal, he continues the hot streak here as he's up to now 10 points. A shot there from distance, tipped on, and a save by a Green. Cannon battling on the wall. He gets pinched off there by Leo Harple. Ripley, he'll send that around on a rim. Reuse will jump in. Coombs will get to it and chip it back. Into the neutral zone, Reuse to it inside of his zone. Quickly up for Cranston with numbers. Bowen Cranston has Cannon. He'll kick for Sears, though, as those two connected on the last goal. Back for Cannon. For Cranston, he scores! Bowen Cranston from Grayson Sears, and they connect again and give the goals the one-goal lead back. Bowen Cranston fired up as he drives by his bench. And Cranston and Sears flip as Cranston will pick up the goal. Sears is going to pick up the primary. And the Gauls responding back quickly with their second even strength goal of the game. Off the draw, right back here, looking for more is Douglas. Shayla Ruiz is going to pick up an assist as well. As it's worked back for Sim below the goal line. Up ahead, Rutledge. He'll chip that up. Lateria gets his stick on Espa. Trickles in on him. He'll hold on for the whistle. So quickly, I just want to go over this. These two players combining for, well over 100 and some points. As math, not my strong suit, but you see these two, 77 and 84 points on the year. They've connected for another 2 here tonight. Each, 2 points each here tonight. As it's worked off the wall, Lateria trying to get it to the middle of the ice is Parker. Waits just outside. Now he'll push Jollymore, trying to get him off as Zwicker pokes it back into the neutral zone. The Wolverines regroup. Gauthier for Williams. Williams will send that cross corner to the short side. Jollymore And a solid check there, spinning off the man, trying to work it out is Jollymore. So he kicks it down low for Kennedy. Kennedy sidesteps and works it back here for Zwicker. Zwicker, he has a 2-on-2 back up ice is him and Douglas. A shot there from Douglas goes wide. Got to be careful as that man stepped over was Calvert, almost had Jollymore as 1-on-3. It's going to be Kopech sticking with it. Shear trying to follow it up as well as Calvin Calvert down below the goal line, plays to the far side, read by Conlon. Down low, Greenwood. He'll chip it over to the short side. It's going to go off the boards and into the mesh for a whistle. So Cranston and Sears connecting a few times, twice here, as Grayson Sears has 3 points here now in this one. 2 goals and a primary assist for number 14. Have yourself an evening. Number 14, Mr. Grayson Sears, as it's chipped in there. As McKinnon's going to give chase Ripley. He'll send that off a bounce to the far side. Conlon stepping in. Down low, a tip one. That one just sent wide as McKinnon got a stick on it. McKinnon gets upended by Shear. Or sorry, that's Berger. And now, here comes Kopech up for the Wolverines. Shear runs into the man in front of his bench. That was Noel stepping up as Noel chips around Shear back in. Conlon high flips that puck in below the goal line. It's going to allow Greenwood to regroup freely as the Wolverines will get a change in. Pelham over center. He'll chip it in as Harpel finished his check on him. Green out to play it over for Wayne, who has an assist in this one. He'll spin away from Calvert. Quickly up ice. Here comes Lucas Wayne with some speed and potentially some numbers. There's a 3-on-2 potential rush here as Parker tried to feed it back through for Wayne, as was able to, as Kennedy broke that up with his feet. Now in the corner, they'll battle it out. Parker down low for Harpel. Harpel looks for an option out front to the point. It's intercepted off the stick, though, right back onto the stick of the Wolverines players. Here's Cranston, pressured by Harpel. Cranston quickly up ice. Cannon got a stick on it off the official. Now Cannon's going to have a step. He got tied up with Sim. Finds the man. Cranston backdoor. Sears jams away at it. And Sim clears him out of the equation. And now we're going to have a little bit of a mix-up down and behind Green's net, as Wayne mixing it up a little bit with Sears and Sim mixing it up with Cranston a little bit, as I think that face-off will come outside because Shea Hughes is in there, so it's going to be 4 men in. We'll have to wait and see, though. We'll see if there's any penalties on the play. No, there isn't. So no penalties on the play. They'll play on playoff-style hockey here in the Sportsplex for this semifinal matchup. To the point, Noel keeps it in. Here's a chance in the slot. Douglas overskates it. He'll let one go. Tipped on. Riley Green with 2 big pad saves on Jollymore. To the point. A shot. Noel tipped wide. Douglas to it first. Douglas taking some time. He'll work it up to the point. Greenwood overskated it, and he's forced back into the neutral zone. Green turns it over. Kopech trying to work it in. He runs into a couple bodies. The puck there in front of the bench, a hard hit. And back here comes Wicker, protecting on Lateria. Lateria will kick it up. Got to be careful as everyone jump back off now. Here's a break. Kopech looking for number 3. He'll drive in. He'll get tied up, draw a call, and the Wolverines are going to head to the power play. A hooking call to Greenwood, and the Wolverines are going to head back on the power play. It's going to be, I think, their 5th one of the evening. It's Greenwood to the box. So the Gulls up by 1, going to have to try to kill off this penalty for Greenwood as the top line out for the Wolverines. Shear, Parker, and Conlon, Wayne, and Sim. As well as Wayne's going to walk across the top of the zone. He'll find Shear. Shear waits for an option. He'll kick it down low. Quickly back up for Shear. For Wayne, Lucas Wayne. Onto the stick of Parker, stops up, looks an option, back up top. Wayne, he lets a drive go. Espa directs that one wide as Kennedy spins it right up the middle of the ice all the way down. Green will stop it and play it back here for Wayne. Wayne quickly up, not allowing the Gauls to get a change. It's chipped in, and Ruiz sends it back off the skate now. In alone, Calvert short-handed, waits, shoots, and a pad save by Riley Green. As that one off the stick of Calvin Calvert with a great chance. Short-handed. Wayne is going to work it up. Ahead for Conlon. Conlon for Shear over the blue line. Towards the net. Espa steers it away. Kopech on the far side. Turns it over. Reus dives at it. Onto the stick of Calvert once again. Calvert with Reus with him. He's kick it wide off the skate now. Back the other way. Here's a chance for the Wolverines. Hounded from behind Conlon. Up ahead for Sim. Sim, he's going to go in. Oh, that one could have been dangerous as he almost lost an edge there as he was bumped in that danger area right in front of the bench. He'll go off for a change. The Gulls will dump it down. Ripley quickly up ahead. McKay in, shoots. Espa directs that one in behind the net. To the short side, Harpel gets to it. Spinning away, Coombs. He gets a tough ride there from Noel. Noel down there, he finishes hard on Coombs again. A chance for Harpel, a shot, rebound. Jollymore will send that down all the way. Green out to stop it up. 3 seconds remaining here on the power play for the Wolverines as they look to get back here in the offensive zone. Harpel outside of his bench will lose control back to 5-on-5. It's a puck battle for there. Picked up here, Sears finds Cranston with a step. Cranston shoots, he scores! What a shot from number 9, and Bowen Cranston has his second goal as back-to-back goals for number 9, the 84-point getter in the regular season, continuing a hot streak here as Sears and him connect once again, as the connection between number 9 and number 14 has been exceptional all year long, and it's been on a full display here this evening, as that's their third goal that they've connected for, and the second back-to-back goal for Cranston. Cranston back over the line, stops up, waits over top. He finds the man tipped on, that one just wide as Cannon looks for a stick. Centering pass, Harpel intercepts, turns it over though, to the point. Kennedy fakes a shot. Back down the wall, Cannon for Cranston, and the stick goes flying next to the net as he explodes that one. Turned over inside the blue line. Has the momentum shift here for the Gulls as they now lead by 2. Cannon intercepts once again, tries to get it in deep. Unable to as it's up for Harpel, 1-on-2. Leo Harpel will go. Down the short side here is Harpel, it's a shuckle, that one wide. Lettieri, another chance, Espa, pad save. Got to be careful not to have too many men there as no one touched it. They'll take away the too many men, so smart play there by Halifax's Kopech. Will chip that up ahead for Shear. Noel into the corner, him and Shear will go. They'll battle it out. In there trying to dig it out is Conlon along the end wall. He's pinched off, good job by Ruiz to get him pinched off there as it's tipped past Williams. And now another break. Here 2-on-1, Douglas has Zwicker. Douglas shot there off the stick of the defenseman to the far side. As Jollymore took a bump there, turns it over up ahead for Shear. No icing as he got a stick on it after center as Shear and Noel into the end wall. They'll go. Puck up to the point now for Gauthier. He's going to pull, shoot, and a save there by Espa off the pad into the corner. Jollymore chips it up, takes a hit for his effort. Zwicker couldn't get it out. Now here's a chance. Coombs in the slot, spinning towards the net, in tight. Stare as Shear was alone in front. Espa sprawls out, the pegs off its bearings as Espa kicked both posts back with his feet, and Shear was in tight, trying to tuck it up and over. Espa doing the splits and the post off its bearings here with 3:01 remaining, as a good chance there for the Wolverines to try to get back within 1. So I think Halifax saying, hey, there was no real reason for that net to come off, potentially talking about Espa trying to kick that net off its bearings potentially, as It is a tack that has been known to work to kill off some good momentum in the offensive zone. Is back McKinnon for Calvert onto his stick, and it's going to force Sim back into his zone. Calvert pressured up into the neutral zone. Pelham, he'll take a bump. It's brought in by McKay. That's why there's no offside, as it's sent in there by Greenwood as he takes a bump. Green will play that over for Gauthier. That'll be centered off the skate, turned over. Calvert is going to dump it right back in deep. Sim, though, for it. He's pressured by Pelham. Up to the point. Greenwood steps in. McKay pinches him off. Puck in some feet on the far side, bothering that line. Trying to fish it out is Zwicker. Calvert, sorry, my apologies. Got the 11 and 17 mixed up as on the far side. Greenwood shot there. Goes wide to the short side. Sim up the wall. That one cleared through the middle of the ice to the short side. It'll be Parker. Takes a hit as he moves it up into the neutral zone. Coombs is going to get the blue and send it in. Greenwood to the far side. Takes no time as he clicks it up for Calvert, who I guess he didn't get a stick on it. I thought he might have, as it went right past his stick, but just unable to get a piece of lumber on it. It's going to go back down inside the Gulls zone here with 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in the second period. A 2-goal lead for the Gulls is a hot start for the Wolverines. They led by 2, and then the Gulls took over. They led by 1, up 3-2. Wolverines tied it at 3 apiece, and then the Gulls with 2 unanswered goals here to give them the 2-goal lead once again, as Sears and Cranston have been exceptional here in this one. Sears for Greenwood. Sears follows it up. That one just elevated rainbow-like over top of the net of green. Kopech, good stick by Cranston to keep that in now low. Up the wall, Noel read it. Unable to get it out. A shot towards the net. Bouncing puck into the corner. Cranston picks it up. Good stick by Ripley. Cranston, though, sticks with it. Leaves it for Sears, who centers back to the point, and that one will be kicked out into the neutral zone. Noel forced to regroup. Noel quickly up for Cranston. Cranston going to take his time. Now chip it in, and he'll give chase. As 1 minute remaining here in the second period. Cranston and Wayne are going to battle. It's turned over and out. The Wolverines will flip it. Will it have enough for icing as it's rolling down? Great speed by Kopech to beat the icing out. A sharp angle shot to the side there is Noel. To the far side, it'll be worked up to the point. Sim. He'll keep it in. Cranston takes a hit there from Shear. Was a little shot back for him as Zwicker unable to control it. It's going to trickle down on Green, who holds on for the whistle. A great job by Max Kopech to use his speed to get to that puck and take away the icing call. But it's going to be back the other way, and it's going to be a defensive zone draw for the Wolverines here with about half a minute remaining in the second period. Face off, cleared off the glass to the point. Douglas holds Jollymore in the slot. A shot there sent wide. Sim on the retrieval. Up the wall for Harple. Harple, he'll take a bump from Douglas. Trying to work it up. McKay will chip it out into the neutral zone. Kennedy will fire it right back in deep. And the Gulls look to get right back in on the forecheck here. It's inside 10 seconds remaining on the clock in the second. Has some physicality to finish off this period from Jollymore as he finishes check on Parker, and that'll do it here for the second period. The Gulls will head into the third with a 2-goal lead as they lead 5-3 over the Halifax Wolverines. Stay tuned because you are watching the 2025-2026 Nova Scotia U15 Major Provincials on High Button Sports. We'll be back here in about 15 minutes time for the third period of play. And welcome back, folks. A little bit of buffering in your stream, but we're back into the action here. A 5-3 lead for the Gulls coming into the period as they look to try to continue things here as Bowen Cranston and Grayson Sears, big contributors here so far. Here's Shear trying to sharp angle shot, trying to follow it up with a drive there was Coombs, but it'll be deflected back into the Wolverine zone. Ripley, he'll go back and drop it off for Williams. Williams will use his net to avoid some pressure as Grayson Sears and Bowen Cranston back out there to create some more havoc for the Wolverines as they've connected for 3 goals here in this one so far. Is Harple back up over the line. Just inside there is McKay back for Harple, pulling, shooting, and a blocker save by Espa. To the short side, going to be worked around. Trying to work it towards the net. There's a chance there as it's worked back. And an opportunity, delay call up coming as the man had a step, and it's going to be a tripping call to the Wolverines, and the Gulls are going to head back to the power play as Raya simmed to the box. So we'll see if they start. They'll start their second unit, Zwicker, Jollymore, and Pelham. Kennedy on the back end with Noel to start this power play off to the point. That one will sneak its way out. Kennedy quickly over for Noel. As it's worked back here by the Gulls, it's Kennedy stopping up, getting it back down low. Paxton Kennedy waits, finds Zwicker, stops. That'll be pushed back over for Zwicker. Up top, Kennedy dragging. That'll be kicked over to the far side for Noel. Noel, a shot, that one. It's off a stick and wide. Zwicker pulling, shooting, trying to sharp angle shot on the short side, and Green just got a shoulder shrugged up on that. Zwicker, cross ice. Noel a drive, that one wide past the glove side. And all the way back into the neutral zone. Kennedy grabs it, and he'll try to work it quickly back. Here's Noel at center, chipped up ahead. It's intercepted by Kopech, and he'll chip it into the zone. Max Kopech, I believe, with 9 points now in the tournament, as he's got 2 goals here now. So no, he's up to 10 points on the tournament with 2 goals here now. Coming into this game with 8 now. The top line out there for the Gulls once again is Cranston, and over the line, 1-on-3. Spins to the middle, just unable to connect with Sears. As once again, you're seeing the chemistry there between those two. Under the stick of Ruiz into the neutral zone. He'll go back. Ruiz taking his time. He's going to get pressured a little bit by Shear. Up for Douglas. Douglas over for Sears. Sears. Cannon got a stick on it. No icing. It's going to go all the way down. Miller Cannon. He'll play it around for Cranston to set it up. Bowen Cranston spinning it back to Ruiz. Ruiz, a little bit of a hacking and slashing between Shear and Cranston there. As I'm sure it'll continue. Both highly spirited players. We'll see if anything happens out of that. But right now it's going to come down. Here's Douglas through the neutral zone. The power play set to expire here for the Gulls. Is Douglas' shot. Green with the save. Douglas once again centers. A chance for Sears, and that one off the pad and wide. Cranston waiting over here on the short side, trying to keep himself out of all the trouble is Kopech. Back up through the neutral zone. Max Kopech over the blue line. Pulling, trying to split through left at Conlon. And a healthy whack there by Parker. Douglas on the back check to disrupt that. As now a 2-on-1. Sears over for Cranston. Cranston shot, scores! Bowen Cranston make it 3 and make it 6-3 for the Gulls. As some hats fly out onto the ice on the far side of the ice. Couple hats over there, and Bowen Cranston. 3 unanswered goals here, all assisted from his buddy Grayson Sears. And those two now combining for 4 goals on the game as they are having themselves an absolute evening here in the Zatzman Sportsplex. 6-3 the lead now for the Gulls is quickly back. Here comes Pelham. Chenners, here's a chance. Calvert shot there. Rebound still loose. They score. Calvert quickly with another one, and the Gulls up to 7-3 now. Calvert drove the net and didn't stop until the puck was in the back of it. And the Gulls with the biggest lead of the game, thanks to number 11, Calvin Calvert. And a timeout will be called by the Wolverines. I'll be back here in about 30 seconds after this quick timeout. All right, back to action here as storming out in the third period, the Gulls with 2 more to give their lead now up to 4. Pelham waits, shoots, shot off the crossbar and out as Green had that one up by his ears. Is now back the other way, Harple trying to center, good stick there by Noel to break that centering pass up. As the Gulls trying to answer with more. It's back the other way. The Wolverines on the attack. Conlon 1-on-4 over the blue line. Conlon stops up, looks for some support. He'll cycle back down the wall. 1-on-2. Down low, Jollymore trying to work it up for his winger. Shear intercept a shot there from a sharp angle. Off the glass to the far side, and was unable to hold it on the far side was Wayne. Kennedy get his feet moving up north, looks for an option up towards the middle of the ice. He'll find Jollymore. Jollymore kicks it back outside for Zwicker. Back for Jollymore. A nice give and go there from 17 and 10. Stack to the point for Kennedy. He'll walk. Find Ruiz. Ruiz shot there, goes off a glove of Conlon as that puck will get cleared back to the point. Ruiz unable to get it back in deep as it was blocked, as now he'll get it back in. It'll allow the Wolverines, though, to tag up as it trickled outside the line. Rutledge quickly back in over the blue line. Here he comes. Austin Rutledge running out of room there, and Wyatt Espa will hold on for the whistle as the puck trickled in on him. 13:44 remaining here in regulation, a 4-goal lead as Cranston back out after scoring his hat-trick goal last shift. He had 3 unanswered goals, give them a 6-3 lead. Then Calvert answered right back with another one. Here's a chance for Sears. He'll drive it down low for Cranston. Cranston waits for Sears. A shot there. It's deflected and blocked on the way through. It'll be back here. Come the Wolverines. Ripley in over the line. He'll chip it in and run through Noel to get it in deep. Schneier finishing his check on the end wall. Cranston through the feet of Cannon into the neutral zone. Miller Cannon knocks it out of the air, trying to work it past Wayne, but Wayne will get it back into the zone. Greenwood quickly up for Sears. Sears up over the line, trying to work his way through as it trickles in onto Green, and he'll hold on for the whistle. Charlie McKinnon and Simon Pelham are going to pick up some assists on the Calvert goal as the face-off will go to the blocker side of Green. Calvert out there after scoring a goal on his last shift. To the point, Kennedy sidesteps a man, finds Pelham walking in. Pelham to the outside. He'll stop back to the point for Kennedy. Fakes, drops it for Pelham, centers. Calvert runs into his man. He'll get a shot away, though, as he was pestered in the high slot area. Is McKinnon battling it on the wall, trying to poke it out. It's Calvert in there too. Pelham on the half wall, in his feet. He'll lose that to Lateria, and a big hard hit there from Dufour. Knocks Lateria down. Calvert right back in on the attack. Calvert to the middle for McKinnon. He'll pull, and it's blocked by Wayne into the corner. Calvert, he gets dumped. Good solid check there from Coombs. Is the forecheck heavy here for the Gulls, as it's going to be held in once again at the line. And Zwicker off the bench trying to make a move around one. It's turned back now here. The Wolverines to the blue line and chipped right back for Zwicker. He'll attack 1-on-3 as the rest of his line mates are getting a change. Zwicker cutting through, goes down, sticks with it. Zwicker centers onto the stick of the man in front. It's going to be a Wolverines player though, as Kopech gets it just outside the line. It's turned over and it'll be sent right back in by Jollymore. He's been a physical presence out there in this matchup this evening as Douglas pins the man up there. Zwicker waiting for it down low. Jollymore gets to it. It's back down low for Douglas. Douglas stops up to the outside on Ripley. Good stick there by Ripley to break it up. That'll get worked up into the neutral zone by Shear as a hard hit there on Ruiz as he's slow to get up and he's doubled over as he goes into the bench. As Jack Shear finished a hard check on him as Greenwood back over the line. Greenwood sidesteps a check from the man there as Sears back door. Here's a chance. Greenwood in tight. Another chance, and Green up with the save. That one will get cleared out by the Wolverines, and Rutledge, good speed, gets to it first before the goal line to take the icing away. So you've seen a couple chances there turning it over on the potential icing. Good weight though is here. Sears protecting, pulling into the short side. Sears for Cranston. Cranston trying to find the man. Was unable to connect there as a backhand pass. Got knocked away from him and out. Come the Wolverines down the far side with the step. Harple towards the net for Lateria. Gets it back in the corner. Harple in front. Espa looking for it. It's loose in front. Another chance. Espa able to find it and hold on for the whistle as he got buried on top of there. As it looks like, I believe, Lateria got pushed on top of Espa, and he'll hold on. It's going to be a face-off, I think, to his blocker hand side. So I think Riuse went down to the dressing room. That's a big loss. One of the top defensemen, I believe, got an award. One of the top defenders in the league is on maybe the rookie all-star line or the all-star line. One of the two. He got an award for being a solid defenseman. They'll miss him coming down to the end of this game. Is down low. Rutledge, a shot there, sent wide past Espa's blocker into the corner. Pelham chips it up. Calvert takes a bump from two. He'll get it down. Will it have enough for icing? A slow bouncing puck? No, as McKinnon's going to pressure it. Wayne spinning away from McKinnon down below the goal line. Lucas Wayne drops for Sim. Rias Sim up the wall. It'll be picked up by Harple. Harple in over the line. Schnarr, good job to stay on side as he saw the man shimmy and shaking across the line as it's a shot wide. Worked back here by Zwicker to center. He'll chip and chase. Jack Zwicker, a Tassa Ducks product, gets in there on the forecheck as McKay will come up with the loose puck. Up for Schnarr into his feet. Chip back into the feet through of Jollymore. Harple will pick it up and work it in. Harple, a sharp angle shot. That one goes wide. Williams back down low. Harple over top of the circles. A shot, and Espa with the glove holds on for the whistle. Over half the period has expired here on the Wolverines as they now trail by 4, as it's going to take an immense amount of effort to try to come back on this Gulls team who got a bye to the provincials for finishing up at the top of the league. They finished first in the league. It's down low, a centering pass all the way back. Halifax end up finishing 4th after the regular season. They played against the Hurricanes to punch their ticket here, as that one's going to go all the way down. It's going to be an icing call against the Halifax Wolverines with 8:45 remaining here in the period. This will be worked to the wall. Sears with some time. He'll center that, trying to connect once again with his old buddy Cranston. Cannon takes a hit. He's a little bit shaken up there. It kind of gingerly skates away, and now he's going to head to the bench, holding his side. So he kind of got crunched up against the boards there, and he's laboring a little bit. So a couple top players for the Gulls taking a little bit of a bruise here in the semifinal matchup. It's worked over. Conlon over the line. He'll chip it in deep for Kopech. Below the goal line, Noel pressures him off of it. Greenwood takes a bump as he reverses. Kopech picks it up. To the point for Wayne. Wayne pulling for Sim. Sim's going to walk in, pull, shoot. It's blocked there by Pelham. Sears, good stick on the man. Kopech shot there. Espa with the pad save, steers it away. Sim keeps it alive down low. It's Greenwood to the point. Sim down low, out of the reach of Lateria to the far side. Shear finishes his check down low. Greenwood plays it over for Pelham. Pelham centers onto the stick of Parker on the turnover. Parker had it knocked away from him as Greenwood finished his check there on Parker. Sim regroups it just inside his blue line. Lateria and a heavy hit there from Greenwood as they get mixed up, and they'll play on. Turnover down low, a sharp angle shot. Has a little bit of intensity here, picking up in the third period of play. 4-goal lead for the Gulls as it'll be sent in. Lateria around the backside of the net. He'll send it up into the neutral zone. Kennedy right back in on Green. So Greenwood with a couple physical plays there on the last shift as he'll be off to the bench. Kennedy and Dufour out on the back end for the Gulls. It's sent through the middle. Kennedy steps up at the blue line. Kennedy sends it right back in deep. Solid job by Paxton Kennedy, keeping it down below and away from his net as it's up for Snare. Snare trying to split through. Kennedy ties him up. Kennedy with the glove, drops it McKay, and a pad save by Espa. As that one will be cleared down, we'll wait to see what the call is going to be. He's pointing at potentially Dufour as a hard hit in the corner. We'll wait to see the call. It's going to be 2 for, I'm not quite sure what that call was. I just saw the arms kind of go up. Maybe a cross-checking call is going to be charged against the Gulls, and the Wolverines will get a power play here with 6:24 remaining. They trail by 4. To the point, Sim plays it down the wall, trying to work it through the middle to the far side. Cross-checking gonna be the call. Shot there goes off a skate and up into the mesh. I believe Espa may have got a stick on it as well. Kopech on the draw once again as he'll dig in. Cross from him is going to be Jollymore as it's played around the backside of the Gulls net, and that one will be cleared all the way down by Noel. Good job on the kill here so far by the Gulls as it's played around to the short side, and Kopech will cycle it back for Wayne. Wayne stops, drops. He'll be left for Kopech. Kopech to center. He'll work his way wide and take a hit there on the entry. Greenwood back-to-back shifts with some thunderous checks is number 4. Evan Sargent Greenwood with 2 heavy checking shifts there on the back end for the team in white. As Schneier turns it over. Here's a chance. Pelham shoots, and that one a pad save. As you saw Shear going back, you knew he was looking to get some redemption after turning that one over. It'll be picked up. Wayne, he'll kick it over here. Kopech off of his stick as he'll sidestep a check, trying to chip it in. It's turned over and sent back. Here's Calvert. He'll go one-on-one. Calvert drives wide, a shot into the chest, and Green holds on for the whistle. Face off, worked back by Kennedy. Smart play to rag some time off the kill as it's worked up off the skate Back into the zone as it went past Jollymore as he thought he had a chance to work it up ice. That'll be dumped around to the far side. It'll be held in by Harple. Harple to the point for Williams. Williams lets a shot go. That one deflected off the body in front as Shea Ruiz back out there after taking a hard hit a couple shifts ago. Good to see him back into the action. There's a shot there from distance. Rebound loose. Kennedy trying to get it out of harm's way as Espa laid down trying to get it. As the puck is pinned up there, McKay trying to kick it out. As Conlon in there, 1-on-3, puck pinned up on the boards. They'll keep it down there as the puck will be played over. Ruiz to the far side. It's good job by Kennedy. Back to 5-on-5 as it's killed off by the Gulls. To the point, Wayne walks. He'll let a shot go. That one off the stick of Cranston and wide. Kennedy has to go to the bench because his cage popped off. So that one almost cost the Gulls as we approach the 4-minute mark here as Coombs down the wall. It's going to be about a goal a minute here to try to tie this on up. As Parker waits. One-timer blast. Espa rebound up in the air. Still loose in front. Puck still there. Harple drives one up and into the mesh. Out of play. As under 2 minutes left here remaining, or 4 minutes left here remaining, it's going to be a miracle if the Wolverines want to try to come back. It's going to be about a goal a minute. Cannon stops up, waits for some support. Cannon takes a stick up high underneath the cage, and it's going to draw a penalty. As Lateria looks like he's going to go to the box as him and Greenwood have a couple words afterwards. As those two have mixed it up a couple times. As I think a high stick call, it's going to be Parker to the box. Sears, Cranston, Cannon, Ruiz, and Douglas to start the power play here for the Gulls. As they lead by 4, we'll see if they can add on to their total. Cranston, a shot there. Blocked off the padding, and out comes Conlon. Head contact to call. I guess not really a high sticking here as they wear cages, so a chance. Conlon drives wide. He cuts to the net. Rebound. They score a shorthanded goal for the Wolverines, and they will get back within. And a little bit of a scrum up here afterwards, after the goal by the Wolverines, and they cut it to within 3 as a shorthanded goal. It looks like it's going to be Jarrett Conlon down the line first, and that'll help out trying to make the comeback possible. As Jarrett Conlon with a shorthanded goal here with 3:05 remaining on the clock in the third period. Conlon gets his team 1 goal closer to trying to come back. Here is 3 goals now in 3 minutes is the task instead of 4 and 4. So they got 1 in the first 4. See if they can get 1 in the 3 minutes now remaining. It's deflected down by Zwicker. No high stick as he tries to work it back. Here's Kopech. He's going to work it in over the blue line. On Kennedy. Heads up. Greenwood looking to line him up as we've seen a couple physical plays out of number 4 so far here in the third period as Kennedy hounded from Kopech. Kennedy using his gloves smartly to keep the puck moving. Heads up, Zwicker is in the trolley tracks and sidestepped that check. To the far side, Wayne, great stick there. He'll work it back in over the line. Lucas Wayne sticking with it, into his feet. He'll cycle it down low. For Shear, hit by Greenwood. Greenwood's gonna pinch it up on the wall. Shear hits him. Greenwood goes down. Kennedy up the wall for Jollymore. He takes a thump there from Shear and Kopech. Zwicker delivers the answer back, and it's going to be a call against Jack Zwicker for interference. And some 4-on-4 hockey now here for our 41 seconds. A 3-goal game. The Gulls up 7-4. And the net is going to be emptied here with 2:03 remaining on the clock in regulation. It's going to be 5-on-4 and then a 6-on-4 once the penalty expires to Halifax in about 41 seconds. It'll be an abbreviated about a minute and 23-second power play for the Wolverines. Is that one off the side of the net? Cleared out on the second chance there by Noel as he almost put it on his own net. It's going to be an icing call charged as it's 4-on-4 hockey. The extra attacker makes it 5-on-4, so it's not a penalty kill. I can see why potentially he got a little bit mixed up there. As it does happen to some of the best of us. You just think, oh, you got a penalty, now I just got to clear it out. You forgot that you were already on the power play. There's a shot there into the glove of Espa, holds on for the whistle. As another chance for Scheer off the draw. Minute and 50 remaining here on the clock. Can the Wolverines find a way to get 3 on the board in about 2 minutes? Kopech for Scheer. Scheer, he'll play that across to the far side. Was unable to hand it cleanly as Wayne. Back up top, Scheer for Wayne. Pressured by Pelham, down low for Conlon. On Noel, pressured into the corner there. He's pinched off. Pelham in there as well as it's picked up here. Sim in there down playing as a forward as they're in desperation mode here now as they're going to try to get something towards the net and create some offense as that puck will get chipped up into the mesh and out of play as the penalty expiring here. So it's going to be a 6-on-5 for the Wolverines here for the next minute and 17 seconds. So 3 seconds separating the time clock and the power play clock, I guess you could say. The power play time is here's Dufour. He'll send that around for Wayne. Wayne, he'll chip it back in deep. Noel on Harpel. Got to get something towards the net here. As we approach the minute mark here, as men go down, it's going to be held onto underneath the body of the man there. I believe was on it was Noel as that puck will get cleared down. Will it have enough? It's rolling slowly. Will it have enough? No, it won't, as a kill underway anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered as inside a minute now here remaining in the third period. Here's Kopech up the wall. He'll chip it in to the far side for Scheer to do it. Noel and Scheer will battle it on the end wall. It's reversed up the wall. Calvert read it. Trying to chip it out. Calvert got a stick on it, and it's worked out into the neutral zone. Ryan Sim controls. Sim quickly up for Conlon. Conlon around Dufour. Sticks with it. Conlon shot, scores! Jared Conlon with 24 seconds remaining here in regulation brings them within 2. Not impossible, but it's going to be tough. A goal every 12 seconds. Landry got to have a quick chat here before the draw. Trying to drop a quick play here for his squad. As back to center ice they go. As they called their timeout earlier, trying to settle it down as the Gulls went up big, and now could be costly as Harpel out there with Sim, Kopech, Conlon, Wayne, and Scheer. 6-on-5. Chipped up, Calvert onside. He shoots, diving to keep it out with Sim. Calvert down low. Up for Kopech. Kopech trying to chip it out. Was unable to. It's worked back down low. And the Gulls are headed back to the U15 Major Championship game. And they will face off against the Novas tomorrow at 1 p.m. here in the Sportsplex with a 7-5 victory over the Halifax Wolverines. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Lone Carruthers with High Button Sports. We will see you all here tomorrow for Championship Sunday action on High Button Sports. Thank you. I'll leave you with the visual of the player of the game, but that'll do it for me. Have a good one, folks.
And the gold medal to take place at 1 o'clock. Novas versus Gulls hockey. And now, player of the game presentation. Player of the game for the Halifax Wolverines, number 15, Jared Collins. Player of the game for Gulls Hockey, number 4, Evan Sergeant Greenwood. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that the main areas of the Zeppelin Sportsplex are closed, and you'll be unable to exit through the main lobby. Please use the exit above Section 8 as you head out tonight. Game time tomorrow, 10 a.m., bronze medal. The Halifax Wolverines taking on the Railroad Bombers at 1 o'clock. The Novas take on Gulls Hockey in the gold medal matchup. On behalf of the Nova Scotia U15 Major Hockey League, please have a safe drive home.